Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This morning I'm going to talk on a perennial problem faced by all HR and IR practitioners. It is basically on three important misconducts, which is absenteeism, lateness, and medical leave, often taken by irresponsible employees. Why I say perennial problems is because it happens very, very often in some organizations, and it's maybe because no appropriate action is taken immediately that these become a major problem. And the HR practitioner, whoever is in charge, will have this problem of talking with the heads of department and trying to find a solution. And sometimes it can be very late and you might find it quite impossible to take the appropriate action. So let's talk about these three topics first, and then we will see what we can do. All right, I'm going to be very brief, and please remember these are what my opinions are and from the experience that I have gained over the years. Absenteeism. Absenteeism in the HR field, there is two types of leave. One is annual leave, the other one is sick leave, and of course the smaller ones may be compassionate leave, paternity leave, maternity leave, so forth. But there is no such thing as unpaid leave. But I see in quite a few organizations that unpaid leave takes the most number of days. For what reason, I really do not know. Because actually there is no such thing as unpaid leave. The correct terminology would be to be absent. All right. So please do not encourage this thing known as unpaid leave. If the person doesn't come to work, no approval given, it is absenteeism. Okay. So this is quite common in one or two organizations where I had discussed with the HR managers. They say that the heads of department inform them, oh, this staff of mine has been on unpaid leave for the last 4 days. What unpaid leave? And who are you to give him unpaid leave? So there must be a control in everything, because it's no point of you having the records all in the HR department and heads of department and others keep approving such leave. This can work against you. And finally, you must remember, it is you, the HR manager, who will have to present himself or herself at the labor department or the IR department, whichever you may want to go to. All right. So now let's talk about the next thing, which is lateness. Lateness is another big problem. All right. Some of them, the most common excuse is, I was late because of a traffic jam. Right? We all know that every road leading to KL or any town for that matter is filled with traffic jams. So what have you done to overcome these jams? You have to get up early, that's all. Simple as that. Because we know at every day when you leave your house at 7:30 there is going to be a traffic jam. So why not you wake up earlier and leave your house at 7 o'clock? If you are still stuck, then leave your house at 6:45. You must make the effort, because you must understand the employer in these trying times have given you an opportunity to serve the company. All right. And paying salaries are quite difficult for a lot of organizations because of a lot of operational expenses and revenue being very slow. It's all because since the pandemic started. All right. Now, this is the situation. So please do not come and give excuses like traffic jam. If you are supposed to be in the office by 9 o'clock, please be in the office by 9 o'clock. And if not, HR managers, please be on the lookout. Because as far as operations is concerned, they don't really mind even if the staff comes in 15 minutes late, 10 minutes late. They don't mind because they want the operations to run. But you have to look after discipline. So it is very important that you look after that. Now the third thing, the final thing that I talk about this morning is on medical leave, sick leave. All right. There has been very rampant, what shall we say, rampant disregard for sick leave. If the staff is really sick, we do not mind. All right, you inform. But the fact is, you yourself personally, unless you are on your dying bed, then you get somebody to call up the office and say that this person is on sick leave. If not, you can always call your head of department, your supervisor, or call the HR department and say, I'm on sick leave today. I'll be back tomorrow with the medical certificate. The staff must do that. And the HR department personnel must follow up. All right. You have to be very, very cautious about this, because nowadays it's quite easy, I should say, to get a medical certificate, especially with the most common illness, I tell you, is diarrhea, because the doctor is not going to go into your stomach and see what happened. All right. So normally they give you a few Imodium tablets, and at the same time they give you medical leave. All right. Now, this can become very rampant, because as and when the employee wants to take the medical leave, they will just go and say diarrhea to the doctor will give, and the number of days will increase. Okay. Medical leave is not a benefit, all right? It is one of the terms and conditions in your employment. So the HR managers, please, all right? So what I'm trying to say is these three are perennial problems. So from day one, you have to keep records in the HR department on all staff pertaining to these three things: lateness, absenteeism, and medical leaves. And if you notice that it is slightly going out of tangent, please take appropriate action. Everything must be recorded. Make sure that you have it all documented. And then you can start with your warning letters, your show cause, and finally, if necessary, a domestic inquiry. I really know it's very hard these days to get employees to work for you, especially locals. But there is no other way, because as a good HR practitioner, you are always bound to keep discipline in the company. All right. And with this, I will leave you for today. Have a nice day. Talk to you soon. Bye.